Okay, in this assignment, we are going to take our assignment 3 and we are going to add the functionality where we can enter in a monthly maximum and a total maximum. And then when we are making an order, if we exceed our maximum, let's say we're at $100 a month now and we add another monthly service, we see that it alerts us. It says that the new monthly amount would exceed the limit, so it does not let us add that service. So that's what we're going to add. So I've got my version up here, my assignment 3. This is where we ended. And I've got the notepad open with the file here. And let's see what the first step is. First of all, we can replace the style section to make the styles look much better. So I'm going to do that here. I've provided this for you. Replacing this here. And now when I save this and refresh, you see the font and styles look a lot better. Next, we're going to add a couple of global variables here for each of the maximum monthly, and this is going to be the maximum that will be able to be updated. And then we're also going to store what the computed monthly is after each time we enter a new option. So let's add these variables at the top of our script. That would be here. Next, at the top of the table, we have to add the table row there, the monthly maximum and the total maximum, such that when we click on them, we can update them. So let's copy this row, table row, and let's find the table in here. It looks like it's about here. Enter and paste and save this, and let's see what it looks like now. Okay, they don't work yet, so let's add that step. We need to add the update maximum function. So this is a new function we will add. Let's go up here and add it right after the global variables that we just added. Paste. And now, save this. And now when we go back to our page, we can refresh, and we are now able to add, we're now able to update these numbers. Very good. Okay, next, we are going to add some more variables. We're going to add code to store the previous settings. So there's going to be a variable for each radio button or checkbox, and the max monthly and max total values. So let's copy these variable declarations and let's paste them. We can paste them. Let's paste them up here. paste. And next, let's add a function to save the settings into the variables that we just created. So this is a save settings function. And what happens is we read each of the radio buttons and checkboxes and store them into these variables that we just created. So let's copy this function and paste it over. And let's paste it after our update function here. Paste. And then let's add the function that will restore the settings. So when we've added an option that causes us to exceed a maximum, then we need to restore the settings from what they were. So this copies from our variables and stores them back into our form controls. So let's copy this. And we can paste this function after. Doesn't matter too much where we paste these. And next, let's add the function to see if either maximum has been exceeded. And this function will return an error message if it has. Otherwise, it'll return nothing. So this is a check maximums function. So it compares the computed values with the total, with the maximum values. Copy. We can paste this right afterwards. It's fine. And what's next? Let's see. At the bottom of the calculate summary function, we're going to replace this code here, which stores the schedule message that we created into the gray box. So we're talking about this schedule results right here. So at that point, we've computed the new monthly and totals, and at that point we're going to compare them with these values, and if these values exceed the maximums, exceed the limits, then we will not replace this gray table with the new gray table. We will leave it alone, and instead we will revert back to what the previous setting was before we made the change to exceed our maximum. So let's go to this. Let's find this code here and replace it with this code. Copy. And let's go down. It would be in compute. Oh, it would be in right here in calculate summary, right at the end of calculate summary. So this code here, we're going to delete and paste with this new code, tab So we're going to check the maximums, and if what is returned is greater than 0, then we're going to alert the user with that message and restore the settings. Otherwise, we're going to save the new settings and replace the message, the gray message, the summary box here, and then also check to see if make sure that a contract has been selected. So that's in there. What's next? One more thing we need to do is when the new computed monthly value and the new computed total values are computed, we need to store them in these buffer variables that we created. So we're going to look for this line in the compute function, and we're going to just below, see, we're going to add this above this line here. Copy, and let's go to down into compute, and it is right about here, right there. We will paste these assignment statements. Next, just below this, we are going to add the assignment storing a new computed total. So let's go here, and that would be right about here. Enter, paste, and this saves the new total as the new computed total. And finally, at the bottom of this, if months greater than 1, just above the ending curly bracket, we add this to save the per month. So go here, and that is this if statement. So right above this inside, we want to save the new computed month. That is calculated in here. Okay. Now we can test our code. So let's be sure we save it, and let's refresh, and let's see, we let's uncheck this, and let's change this to 110 just to test, and let's add this, and it looks like this now. We're selecting 3 months. When we try to add a third one, it says, it exceeds our limit, and this does not update. If we increase this to 119, then we are able to add this, because 11875 is less than 1. So it seems to work.